So before I begin, how many of you are new to any session of Chinmaya mission? Okay, wonderful. Right. So as I had said in the beginning, we will use some of the verses from the Bhagavad Gita. We will learn some aspects about the mind. So we'll just start with a prayer and then we continue. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahanau Bhunaktu Sah Viryam Karvavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu ma vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Guru Brahma Guru Vishnu Guru Devo Maheshwara Guru Sakshat Parabrahma Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Samasta Jana Kalyani Niratam Karunamayam Namami Chinmayam Devam Sadgurum Brahma Vitparam. Vasudeva Sutam Devam Kamsachanuramardanam Devaki Paramanandam Krishnam Vande Jagadgurum. Hari Om. So all of us as human beings, we have three equipment that have been given to us. One is the body, one is the mind, and one is the intellect. Three. Anybody having anything missing? I have a body, mind, intellect, I don't know something. Intellect is the faculty of thinking. Mind is the seat of emotions. And in this, what we generally find is, physically we take good care of ourselves. Go to the gym, do some exercise, build the body, have some, what is that called? 6-pack abs. So physically we eat good food, generally 3-4 times a day. So food, sleep, exercise, we could take good care of the body. And then of course the mirror is there. So we spend time beautifying, decorating, whatever. And we have intellectual understanding. We study, we explore, we are in the IT age. We keep browsing, we learn many things. So the body and the intellect both are fed very well. But what is not taken care of is the mind. And hence we find that even though we are so competent, certain pressures when they come in life, we can't handle. Exam creates pressure. Interview creates pressure. Relationships create pressure. I want somebody to be with me in a relationship, but that person doesn't want to be with me in a relationship. That creates a pressure. How to approach that person, that is a big pressure first. One by one, so many things create pressure in our minds. And some people, when they don't know how to cope up with that pressure, get into drugs, depression, suicide, so many things happen. So this mind of ours needs really some attention. In life, this is one law, that whatever we pay attention to, that will grow. Simple law. You pay attention to the body will grow. You pay attention to the thoughts will grow. You pay attention to the negative thinking will grow. Pay attention to a particular skill, you will grow in that. Whatever we pay attention to, that will grow in life. And so, how much attention do we pay to our own mind? How much time do we spend with ourselves? Most of the time we are out, extroverted, doing things, seldom aware of what is actually happening in the mind and how do I harness the power of the mind. Have we ever thought of it that when we get up in the morning, how do you start the day? What is the first thing that you do? Tell me honestly. First check the phone, where is it? Who has messaged? How many WhatsApp messages? How many Facebook likes? How many comments? Consciously do we get into the day actually? That okay, today is a fresh opportunity that I have. What am I going to do with this 24 hours that I have with me? How am I going to deal with these? How am I preparing myself to deal with all this? We may get ready, we eat breakfast and do whatever, but mind is the medium through which we transact. When two people meet, what is meeting actually? The minds of two people which are meeting. When we are going to do work, it is the mind which is to be applied. When we go to study, it is the mind which has to be applied. And this mind which is there with us 24 hours, except in some few moments of deep sleep, where the mind is not there. But otherwise it is there all the time with us. So what am I doing to understand the way this mind works? Very famous quote you may have known. In the Gita it is there that mind is your best friend and mind is your worst enemy. How can the same mind be the best friend and the worst enemy? The mind which is mastered is our best friend. The mind which is not mastered is our worst enemy. Because whatever we decide, the mind will exactly tell us to do the opposite. We may decide that tomorrow morning onwards, every day, I am going to get up early. What is early? 7:30 is early, sorry. Because generally I get up by 10:30, 11. I sleep by 3. So, compared to that, 7:30 is very early. I decide to be a little more generous. So, tomorrow morning hours, I get up at 7:30. Tomorrow you won't get up at 7:30. Tomorrow you will get up really early. What time that we will decide? Here you have something in the schedule, but I may change that also. So anyway, the point is, if I decide that I am going to get up early tomorrow morning, and with all power I decide, resolute and willpower, and get up and go for a 1 hour morning jog. And when 7:30 happens, what happens? Even while I am deciding that I will get up at 7:30, one part of the mind says, you, 7:30, forget it. That is all for bookworms, not for you. You are a smart fellow. So one part of the mind keeps telling you. But you say, no, I have decided to transform. I am going to make good use of my time. But at 7:30 what happens? Alarm rings, and there is a very nice button in the alarm clock which is called as snooze button, which is the worst invention of humankind. Because when I set the alarm only, I know that I can press the snooze button and extend another 10 minutes. And that 10 minutes never is 10 minutes. After 10 minutes again that alarm rings, again press snooze button. Keep doing. Simple resolution. But mastered mind is not there. I can't follow it. Anger, all of us know anger is bad. But how many of us have mastery over anger? Most of the time anger takes control of us. That's why one philosopher, he said very nicely, his name is Eknath Ishwaran. He said, we don't think our thoughts, the thoughts think us. Whenever they want, they barge into our mind. Whenever they want, they stay. Whenever they want, they go. We don't have the control over our own thoughts, our own life. And so such people, they always feel that life is not in my control. What I want, I am not able to achieve. Some things I can achieve, many things I can't achieve. So the mind is not mastered. This is the feeling that one will have, that I don't have a grip on my life. That if I say something, it will be done. Not by somebody else, by me. Strong minds are those who have that capacity, who have that feeling that what I want to achieve, I can. There is no self-doubt. There is no lack of confidence. There is no hesitation. There is no, I don't know if I can do it. There is clarity, there is conviction that yes, I can do it and I will do it. Our Gurudev, when I say Gurudev, it means Swami Chinmaya. That's his picture there. Here also. Yeah. So he always used to tell us that weak minds always will think, can I do it? Must I do it? Will I be able to do it? They always think like that. Can I? Must I? Will I? Can I survive one full day of this my mind session? I'll come off here. I don't know. Can I survive? Will I be able to survive? And must I survive? Why can't I run away from it? My mom has sent me with some compulsion. I will sit here, listening to one Swamiji, wasting one whole Sunday. Chalo, some adventure is there. That much I will enjoy. After that, chup. So mind may think like that, weak mind always. Can I do? Must I do? Will I do? Any challenge is there in front of it. So our Gurudev always used to tell us, strong minds are those who just take a 360-degree turn. They never think that can I, must I, will I. They always think I can, I must, and I will. Very, very strong and resolute is their thinking. And with a single-pointed mind, anything that we think, we have the power to achieve that. There are other factors to it that maybe it does not happen in the time that we want it to happen. Because there are many external factors governing our results. But the mind which is strong will always feel confident, will feel that my life is in my control. I can do what I want to do. And even if things are not going as per my plan, I have the capacity to face them. That mindset is what is called as a mastery of the mind. So mind which is strong will always see life only as a situation. Life is a series of situations, series of experiences that come and go. So mind which is strong will always see life like that. That there are one by one situations which come. Even if Swamiji tells us to get up at 4 o'clock tomorrow morning, it's a situation. Now we can get up at 4 o'clock. But a weak mind will think, 4? That is my sleeping time. How can I get up at 4? I have not seen sunrise for so many years. I am used to seeing sunset. 4 o'clock, oh God, I don't think I can get up. Small thing can become a big problem. That's because the mind is weak. But the mind which is strong, any situation, any biggest problem will be seen only as a situation. How many people have gone through such difficult times in their lives? And how have they achieved that success and greatness? Because they could understand and master their own minds. That for them, come what may, a problem or a crisis, they have that capacity to deal with it. So it's only a situation. So for a strong mind, it will be a situation. For a weak mind, it will be a problem, it will be a crisis, it will be some challenge that I have to overcome. So in the Gita, we find that is the scene where Arjuna has prepared himself for 12 years. He acquired many weapons and he was waiting for the day when he can avenge all the insults that they have been subjected to. And the war has to happen, and that's imminent now. There is no way the war can be avoided. And on the battlefield, when everyone has assembled, he tells Krishna that place the chariot between the two armies. I want to see who has come to fight me. And very confidently he tells that to Krishna, that I want to review my opponents. Who are these people? So Krishna places the chariot between the two armies. And the moment he does that, what happens? Yes, Arjun gets, suddenly what happened to him we don't know. Such a confident, strong, young, dynamic person, the best archer of his times, who can shoot with both his hands, who can shoot when blindfolded. That mighty warrior suddenly collapsed. And he was not even able to stand holding his bow. He was sweating, he was shivering, his teeth are chattering, his skin is burning. The bow falls down from his hand and he himself comes down. And he is lying at the feet of Sri Krishna with tears in his eyes. Just imagine that condition of Arjuna. Between the two armies, he has collapsed and he is crying at the feet of Krishna. And what is he saying? That I don't want to fight this war. It is better they kill me, or it is better that I go into the forest, but I don't want to fight. And if you see that description there, it is exactly like what we go through. Before an exam, before an interview, before a speech, so much of nervousness. And the best part is this, people who are prepared, they are more nervous than fellow who is not prepared. Fellow who is not prepared, he is happily loitering around before the exam. And fellow who is prepared is still reading. Still nervous, pata nahi kya hoga. So I am not saying you should not prepare. But I am saying what is that which is lacking in us, because of which we feel so tensed and nervous when we are facing the challenge. Our Gurudev used to tell us, and I keep quoting that again and again. He said, before the exam a student is wise, after the exam a student is equally wise, but in the exam the student is otherwise. Why that happens? Suddenly you see the question paper, few questions I don't know the answer, gone. Whatever I know also I start forgetting. So what is that which snapped in Arjuna? Because of which he suddenly became almost a nervous wreck. Couldn't even stand. And he started blaming situations outside. So the first verse which we have chosen here is from the first chapter. If you have the Xerox which has been given to you, take that. So the first verse, I'll chant, you can repeat. Na cha shaknomyavasthatum Brahmativa cha me manaha Nimittani cha pashyami Viparitani Keshava. So he says, O Keshava, O Lord Krishna, I am not even able to stand firmly. Nacha shaknomi avasthatum. My mind is confused, is whirling. Nimittani cha pashyami. And I am seeing omens which are adverse. This is the first excuse that Arjuna gives. And the list of excuses which he gives are very interesting. You can read them and you will find that those are the same type of excuses we give when we want to escape any challenge. Nimittani cha pashyami means I am seeing omens, meaning outside circumstances are not conducive to act. So you ask anybody who is a weak minder, they will tell you this. Generally they will blame the situation outside. And because of this, I am not successful. Because of that, I am not successful. Because my boss doesn't recognize my potential. Because my mother-in-law doesn't respect me. Because my boyfriend takes me for granted. I'm miserable, so what to do? You ask anybody, entrepreneur also, why don't you start a new business? Right now, the rupee is not favorable. Stock markets, Swamiji, not appropriate time. 3 years before that, you ask them, why don't you start? Recession has already come. You can't start now. And few years ago, you should have asked some people, and this really their excuse is, which was that year? 2012, no? When the world was going to end. December 21st. 21st December, the world is going to end. So what is the point in starting a new business? Some excuse. Why? Because the mind is weak. And we Indians have one excuse which nobody else has. And what is that excuse? Planets. That Shani is not in the right position. And now if the sun Shani is going to remain like that for 7 years, so my halat will be like this only. So I can't do anything new. I don't want to start anything. I don't want to make any plans. So weak minds will always blame situations outside. Will always feel that something else is the cause of my problem. Government is corrupt and corruption is horrible. In India there is nothing. I don't think we can flourish here. Best is go abroad. First chance you get, kick this country and go out. Nothing wrong in going out, but what is the attitude with which one goes out? So weak mind will always blame outside. But a strong mind will take charge of life. Saying in my life, I am responsible, I take charge of my life, and I decide to do what I want to do and make it happen. That is the strong mind. That is called mind mastery. So now, what is it that is the issue with our mind, because of which we feel so weak, and how do we master the mind? So again in the Gita, in the 6th chapter, Arjun brings out the real problems that the mind goes through. And he asks a question to Krishna, that you say all this spiritual knowledge and be equanimous, be calm, be balanced and all that, that is all fine. But please understand my difficulty also. And he describes the mind in four different aspects of the mind he enlists. And says that because of these, my mind always feels very weak. See that verse, 6th chapter, 34th verse. Chanchalam himana Krishna Pramati balavadridham Tasyaham nigraham manye Vayoriva sudushkaram. So he says, O Krishna, these are my 4 problems. First he says chanchalam, that my mind is very, very fickle. So 4 problems when he lists. First word is chanchalam, fickleness of the mind. The mind is fickle, mind is restless. It keeps wandering. Gurudev always used to tell us, what is the mind? Mind is like a monkey riding on the donkey of the body in the circus of life. Yeah, that is our mind. And this monkey, you just imagine, you can train a monkey also. If you have seen, you train the monkey will do some flips and somersaults and what all. So many things the monkey can do. Even the monkey is easier to train. Now imagine a monkey which is fed with alcohol. By itself the monkey is restless. Then it is fed with alcohol. Then it is bit by a scorpion. And if that is not enough, it is totally overcome by a ghost. Such a fickle mind. More fickle than that monkey is our mind. Fed with the alcohol of desire. bit by the scorpion of jealousy, overcome by the ghost of comparison. Vivekananda used to say this. That mind is like that, so fickle. Even now you must be, if you be conscious of your mind, you will be able to see one part of the mind is here, another part is somewhere else. Third part is each part of the mind, different. And the thought doesn't sustain, keeps jumping from one thought to another thought. So one is chanchalam, mind is very fickle. So many people would have experienced it. Should I come? Should I not come? Should I come? Should I not come? Mind keeps on wavering. Maybe chalo my friend ko puchta, are you going? If you are going, I also go. Now friend also decides. Should I go? Should I not go? Should I go? Should I not go? And both of them are waiting for each other. And for so many things, one of the causes of stress, people say in the corporate world, one of the biggest causes of stress is indecision. So the mind cannot come to decision, very big stressful. Which career to take? Arts, science, medicine, IT, fashion designing. And if nothing, become a brahmachari. What to do? So that's what many people think. All useless fellows become brahmacharis. But they could not achieve anything great in life, chalo brahmachari ko join kar. So, fickle. People are not even so confident of their own emotions and their own relationship. And they use one simple, stupid rose flower to decide whether he loves me or not. Take the petal, throw one side. Take the petal, throw another side. Chanchalam, very fickle. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna. Pramathi. Pramathi means very impulsive. Anger comes anytime. Greed comes anytime. Jealousy comes anytime. Pride comes anytime. Impulsively one speaks something, impulsively one acts, impulsively one decides. Rational thinking and decision is very different. Many of our decisions are impulsive. Why did you do this? Just like that. No rational logic behind that. So impulsiveness is the second problem of the mind. Then he says balavad. It is very turbulent. Strong or turbulent. Ups and downs keep happening. Waves of emotions, they rise in our mind. And that carries us up. So it's very strong, very impulsive, very easily gets attached. Ramathi also means that. Very easily gets attached to something or to someone. And then last one is dridham, is unyielding. That one is not able to pull back the mind. When it gets attached to something, to pull it back seems very difficult. Maybe when somebody is studying something, and then the mind is fascinated by some movie song, let us say. What is that song? Some new song is there. Dhol something. Huh? Some Ram Leela, some song it is. You know better, you have to say. I don't know. So when I am reading something, suddenly the mind remembers that. You try to pull it back, again it goes there. Again you try to pull it back, again it goes there. Very unyielding. Sleep. How many people can get up just the moment you wake up, do you get up? That's the sign of, one sign of mastery of the mind is when the moment you get up, wake up, you get up. You say 9 minutes, little more, thoda more, slowly, aram se. Gurudev always used to tell us, when you get up, the moment you wake up, you jump out of the bed like a ping pong ball. Very quick and go straight to get ready. If you give the mind a little bit of a room, you had it. Sleep is, to pull it away from that sleep, unyielding. Anger, when we want to stop that anger, can we stop? It takes its own time to cool down. So it's unyielding. One is not able to control, to withdraw it from a thought. If I say, don't think this, what will happen? First thought will go there only. Don't think about jalebi. Every time that instruction is given, what comes to the mind first? Jalebi only will come. Don't think of donut. Donut. How can I not think of donut? The moment you say that, because the mind is so attached to that, to withdraw it from that, tough. So these are four aspects of the mind: chanchalam, pramati, balavat, dridam. Fickle, impulsive, turbulent, unyielding. So he says that tasyaham nigraham manye, to control this mind, he says, is more difficult than even controlling a storm or a cyclone. Vayo rivasu dushkaram. Strong winds can be controlled, but to control this mind is very, very tough. That's why human being is so unpredictable. Because one doesn't have control over the mind. What one will do next moment, one doesn't know. So these four aspects, if we are able to manage, we will have mind mastery. So Krishna acknowledges, he says that yes, no doubt that mind has these problems, but there are two methods he gives by which we can control these four aspects. So that is in the verse number 35. Asamshayam mahabaho mano durnigraham chalam abhyasena tu kaunteya vairagyena cha grihyate. So he says, Asamshayam Mahabaho, doubtless, O mighty warrior. Mahabaho means one who has strong arms. So indication is Arjun, he had the capacity to fight with both his hands. That you are skilled in warfare with both your hands. Now be a skilled warrior by mastering your own mind. You have no mastery over your mind. You may have mastery over other things outside. So he says, O Mahabaho, you may have conquered great enemies outside. Now master your own mind. He says, Asamshayam Mahabaho, Mano Durnigraham Chalam. Mind is extremely fickle and difficult to control. No doubt in that. But by these two methods it can be controlled. What is that? Abhyasa and Vairagya. Abhyasena tu Kaunteya, O son of Kunti. So this Kunti is the mother of Arjun. So the son of Kunti is called as Kaunteya. That is one meaning. But literally Kunta also means that which is very sharp and single pointed. So the son of Kunti is one who is very sharp and single pointed. And we all know the power of Arjun and his concentration. Tremendous power of concentration he had. Even such a person who had such a power of concentration that when that bird is to, the eye of the bird is to be shot, his focus is straight only on the eye, nowhere else. And to be able to shoot the target just at the sound, all that requires tremendous control of the mind and the power of concentration. Even such a person is telling that my mind is so fickle. Just imagine. then what to talk about you and I? Our concentration powers are much lesser. So he says, Arjuna is addressed by Krishna as Kaunteya, O son of Kunti, you are so single-pointed, you are so sharp, but still it is true that to control this mind, to master this mind is really tough. So, but how will you do that? Abhyasa, one is practice, continuous practice, and second is Vairagya, which means detachment. With these two, you can master the mind. What does he mean by these two? Practice of what? Many things are there in that. Practice of single-pointedness, practice of sense management, practice of devotion. Different things are there in that. So we will explore as we go along. So one is that daily practice is very, very important. Suddenly we wake up one day and we say, I want to control the mind. And then we start. And after some time we say, chalega, it doesn't matter. So after some time we'll see. Then you cannot master. It requires consistent practice. For any change to happen, I always give this formula for any change. That any change or a transformation, if it has to happen, there must be clarity plus courage plus consistency. Clarity plus courage plus consistency is equal to change. I should be very clear at why I want to achieve it. Even if I want to get up early in the morning and go for a jog, I must have the clarity that why do I want to do that? Which should be my internal motivation, not that chalo sab log bhagne ja rahe to main bhi ja raha hu. Then there is no point because the internal motivation is not there. So I must have the clarity that okay, now marathon is coming, Jan 19th. How many of you are going to run? In this whole crowd, only one person. It's a very good training actually to attempt. So you have to train, and that brings a discipline, that brings a certain stamina also. So if I decide that okay, this is my personal goal that I want to run the marathon and I want to run that, let us say first leg, even 10 kilometers. Now from 7 they have made it into 10. So even to run that 10 kilometers, I have to practice daily. And basic idea is to be fit and fine. So I keep that in my mind, that is clarity. Now clarity is not enough. I must have courage. What is that courage? Courage to say no to all distractions. Courage to say no to all the temptations of the mind. Courage to say no to complacency. Courage to say no to all the excuses that I have. Because that is the main challenge. That courage is the main challenge, not the clarity. If I decide I want to run and complete that 10 kilometers, every day I must practice, or maybe 4 days a week I must practice. And there comes that courage to tell no to the mind. Because the moment I get up in the morning, the mind says, it's okay man, you have run now. So many days you have run. Today you can take a leave. It's alright. I must have the courage to say no, nothing doing. I'm not going to say no. I'm going to get up and run. So courage to say no. And then comes the third one, consistency. Every day or 4 days in a week, I have to run means I have to run consistently. You know, one of the greatest industrialists was G.D. Birla. And this person, you know, our Gurudev used to stay with him, and they hosted Gurudev, and he used to do the Gita talks, etc. And even today in Kolkata, every year our Puja Guruji, Swami Tejomayananji, he does that. In the first week of December, 7 days are allotted for Kolkata, for the talks on the Gita. So Gurudev used to stay with G.D. Birla. And he would admire, and he has spoken in his Gita talks also, that here is a person who is so disciplined that come rain, come storm, come winter, anything, but he will get up in the morning and he will go for his walk. And he continued that throughout his life. So if it is raining heavily, he will put a raincoat, but he will go. There is no excuse to his mind. The discipline and the punctuality that they follow. I experienced that. In Kolkata when we went, we were doing one program there. So I had to go there to organize. So appointment was given to us at 7 o'clock to meet. So the next generation. So Sarla Birla and KK Birla. So 6, what did I say? 7, right? So 7 o'clock is their appointment. And a phone call comes to us confirming all that half an hour before. And at 6:40, another phone call comes to us saying that Mr. Birla will not be able to meet you at 7 o'clock, he will meet you at 7:05. You and I may think that what is this? It's okay, 7:05 he will meet. But that is the value that they have for time, and they value the opposite person's time also. All that comes from mastery over the mind. Consistently. So any change I want in my mind, if I want to master my mind, I must have all the three. Clarity I must have, that why I want to master this. Courage I must have, saying this is whatever comes in the way, I say no to all that. And third, I must be consistent in that. And if I do this, mind mastery is possible. So abhyasa is that. Right. So practice. I'll come to more aspects of the practice as we go along. And then comes detachment, vairagya. Now when we say detachment, then people think funny things. Detachment, heavy duty work. Detachment means you should go away into forest, become inactive, don't do anything in the world, don't enjoy, you cannot even feel happy. Why? Detached. So people have all vague ideas about detachment. And that's why some people don't want to come to spirituality. Why? Because they will tell us become detached, become disinterested, become uninvolved. No. Detachment is to be in it but not be affected by it, not to be attached to it. And the most beautiful example for the detachment is the lotus leaf. In the 5th chapter in the Gita, that beautiful example comes. That the lotus leaf is born in the water, stays in the water, goes back to the water, but the lotus leaf is not affected by that water. It never becomes wet. That is the example of detachment. Not that God run away from all the duties. If detachment was running away from all duties, Bhagavan would have told Arjun, very good, now you have got detachment, go. Bhagavan said, no, what a fool you are. That is not detachment. That is escapism. You be here and be detached from your own false expectations and attachments and so many other wrong tendencies that you have, and do your work with dedication. So how to be in the world yet not be attached, not be bound, not be dependent? Most of the problems of the mind come because I am attached and I am dependent. Think about it. Why am I impulsively angry? Because I want something desperately and I am not getting that. I want this session to end, but it is not getting over. The Swamiji is going on and on and on. I get restless. Why? Because now I am attached to that. It must get over. I want that particular, what is that? iPhone 5S gold color. And my dad is not getting it. My friend already has it. I wanted to get the first one, but he already has it. Why am I attached to that? The moment I get attached to something, I become impulsive. I get irritated. I become turbulent. Mind goes through up and down. And the best part is after you get it, you don't even care a damn. After 3 days, you don't even look at it. But before that, how much turbulence in the mind. You just see how much people run behind us in that relationship now, how much they quote that person before marriage. After marriage, don't even look at that person. That is the mind, fickle, very restless. So when I want it, I am so desperate. And that desperation makes me impulsive, that desperation makes me turbulent, that desperation makes me fickle also. So these two, if we know what to practice, which includes what not to practice also, and what is detachment. If these two aspects we learn, this whole rest of the sessions, rest of the shlokas which are there are elaboration of these two, practice and detachment. And if we learn these two aspects in life, bas, our mind will be in our control. So more about this we will see in our upcoming session. Right now you take a small break. Those of you who want to go to the temple, visit the temple. There will be a small aarti there and we will meet here by 7 o'clock. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate Om Shanti